Yeah? In Buddhism we say we don't just so-called die. The trouble is, the moment we describe it right, it's very easy to have the notion of a soul that's going to the next life. Yeah. Because if not, then what are we talking about, right? Yeah. So the term rebirth is very interesting. The term rebirth is very interesting. It is pointing to how after the ending, the last moment of consciousness, then at some point there will be a re-arising, a rebirth of the consciousness. But yet, even this term rebirth has a slight issue in there, which is that it is not the same consciousness that is taking rebirth. Yeah. It's simply a new arising of consciousness, a new birth of consciousness, rather than a rebirth of the same consciousness. Somewhere else, yeah, the right conditions for consciousness to arise, then there will be a consciousness arising. And how this consciousness arises is due to many conditions. So part of the condition is from us, from this life, and all the multitude of lives, conditioning the next life. Conditioning the next life. So what determines where this new birth is happening? We say due to karma. Not decided by Shifu, not decided by Bodhisattvas or Buddhas, not decided by some divine being, but decided by our karma. Just like today, how are we born here? You think about it, in many classes I often highlight, to understand how one birth leads to the next birth, you need to understand how our day-to-day, moment-to-moment, lead from one moment to the next moment. I would presume none of you come here by chance, isn't it? Yeah? It's not that you were at home doing things and suddenly, I'm in Ang Mo Kio. Oh, that would be interesting. Suddenly, I was in Choa Chu Kang. How come now I'm in Ang Mo Kio? No, that would be very interesting. Yeah? You went through a process of coming here. But even that process you being here didn't start there, isn't it? You being here started off because of what? A prior decision. Ask yourself, the moment you think you want to come here, that you, that person, yeah, the body, the mind, the thinking, the mental state, yeah, is it the same as the one now that arrived here? Not exactly the same, isn't it? Key thing is not exactly the same. They're not totally unrelated also. So in Buddhism we use this term conditioned. It means the earlier state, conditioned, serve as a condition. 要我下课了是吧？Yeah. So serve as a condition for this to happen. But just because there was that moment doesn't mean this will definitely happen. Depends on many things in between. Yeah? Many other things in between. But as long as this has happened, we say that there must have been a starting point, that trigger, yeah, plus everything in between. Just as when you see a tree, for sure there must have been a seed. Because there's a seed, you don't definitely get a tree. You still need conditions.